Hi, I'm Linz. Welcome to Becoming Everwell, a channel where we talk about the ongoing journey of becoming. Today, I'm going to talk about Soulcare. I make sense of life by writing about real everyday stuff that makes us who we are. Some of these snapshots are fun, some are more serious. Maybe they'll open up something in you too. Let's grow. When recently asked to speak about Soulcare to a mom group I'm part of, I was all, count me in. But when I sat to write the talk, admittedly, I thought, wait, what's Soulcare? I can easily roll around in the topic of self-care, which certainly can be soulful, but Soulcare as lingo was new to me, and I didn't trust Google to define it for me. So I set out to define the difference between the two in my own mind. And the more I considered self-care, the more I realized that as a category, it covers a lot of ground, maybe too much ground. So introducing soul care into the mix strikes me as brilliant because the category of care is in need of some delineation. Now, I love a good analogy, so I'll define the terms using a house. Self-care is like maintaining your house, painting the exterior, fixing a leaky pipe, replacing lights with energy-efficient bulbs, decluttering a space, planting flowers. All important for the integrity and preservation of the house. And we feel better and happier after we do these things. Soul care is like creating the feeling of home within your house, often through intangible details like the wafting aroma of cooking food, the glow of a fireplace, the calm sleeping of a dog, the music in the background, the books that line shelves, the images in frames, the piling up of kids on the couch, laughter, tears, greetings, hugs. Soul care creates security, comfort, and love. It's meaningful, warm, and a little magical. And it's not an either or care program. We need both. If we only focus on self-care, in the house analogy, we might have a beautiful house, but we could be missing all that makes it feel like a home, which is why we need to incorporate soul care, because I think we're all striving for a house that's also a home. Likewise, if we only focus on the feeling of home, the house, our surroundings, may lose its integrity. Neither self-care nor soul care is better than the other. They support and enhance each other, but it's on us to figure out when we need each one. So this house-home analogy for self-soul care got me on a thought path about our souls and what they are and what the magic is. I know, not a light topic, but I kept circling back to the heart, the ever-beating heart. It's a concrete organ, of course, and it's very technical and entirely essential. And we often refer to the heart as something much more abstract than its biological purpose. I'm sure most would agree that when we talk about our hearts metaphorically, the heart represents a receptacle of our feelings and the source of our love. I'd venture to say that our hearts symbolize the innermost core of our one unique emotional being. In my online course, Self School, I call this abstract heart center the inner well, because I like to imagine this inner place as one with great depth. Also, because the heart by nature facilitates transience with all its in and out movement, I like imagining our innermost core as being still and with endless capacity, an inner well. And I believe that we all have one. Your inner well is the place inside of you that is preserved and clean and safe and yours alone. It's where the magic and uniqueness of your personhood dwells, and from where your wisdom grows. And within your inner well, there's a light, a flame. And I imagine that this inner flame is the embodiment of your soul, your spirit, your faith. And like all flames, it's alive. Like all fire, it has its own energy. And when we listen to the pulsing beat of our heart and it's persisting in its loyal biological duty, I imagine that in a deeper way, that pulsing is also the sound of the living flame within. For many years, my husband and I co-facilitated a workshop for couples who are engaged to be married, and we always read a particular story by a man named Peter Riggs as part of the curriculum. As a student on a solo camping expedition in a tropical rainforest in Indonesia, Peter describes keeping a literal fire burning, and I think that his experience is relevant when we consider our soul's flame and caring for it while in the throes of adulting. Peter writes about a, quote, fatal flaw when building fires in a perpetually wet environment. And that is thinking that there is some point, some critical mass of heat and light after which the fire could not possibly go out. No such point exists. Even the largest bonfire can be snuffed out due to inattention, end quote. He goes on to describe how, for, quote, anything you do at any time, the most immediate need is brought home to you. Blow on the fire. Keep it going, end quote. In the context of soul care, the message echoes that we mustn't take our inner light for granted. Likewise, it's our responsibility to care for it so it continues to glow. So how do we care for our inner well? How do we blow on the fire of our souls? Well, it could be doing something as simple as pausing in self-awareness and feeling gratitude for the unwavering biological and spiritual rhythm that resides within you. But I suspect that caring for the soul will look different for everyone, and I hope you take some time to figure out what works best for you. For me, as a lifelong swimmer, being in water cares for both myself and soul. We recently put a pool in our backyard. It's the best debt we have. It's also an incredible self-care and soul care resource. It's self-care because floating on a raft with limbs dangling under the shining sun, breathing in nature's fresh air, taking in the bluebird sky and happy cotton ball clouds makes me feel relaxed and carefree and pampered and comfortable and better. And it's soul care because when in the pool, I play. I do handstand contests with my kids, pretend I'm a dolphin, and configure my hair in the Martha Washington. Also, I swim deeply, fully submerging myself and twisting around, all mermaid-like, reaching through the water and pulling it down around me in wide breaststrokes with my whole body fluid and weightless in the water's silk. I relish being cocooned in those obscured underwater sounds as if I can hear the inside of my body. Also, I'll invite friends over for long stretches of time and connect about meaningful stuff and fun stuff and real stuff while floating side by side in the sunshine. These activities make me feel nourished, sustained, connected, opened, regenerated, immensely grateful, and alive. That's soul care. So what's self-care for you? How do you prefer to take care of the physical house of yourself as it carries you through this life? Perhaps it's a warm shower, a favorite tea, a cozy scarf, a long walk, an afternoon nap, a favorite recipe, a heated blanket, a fresh haircut. And what's your brand of soul care? What kind of care reaches your inner light and impacts your humanness, lifts your spirit, and sustains your energy? Maybe it's settling into a preferred fireside chair and journaling, or pausing to read the words of someone who inspires you, or calling a friend with no purpose except to connect, or enrolling in a class just to learn something new, or immersing yourself in a community where you feel safe, or settling into an environment that offers you peace, or folding up into a good cry, or seeking out opportunities to laugh unabashedly, or wandering with no plan but to be led by your curiosity. Again, self-care and soul care are not either or endeavors. They are both essential elements of our wellness. And I'd be remiss not to mention that both self-care and soul care are under the umbrella of self-love. Cleo Wade says it effectively in her book, Heart Talk. Quote, self-love says, I love you, and self-care says, prove it. Self-care is how we fuel our self-love, end quote. And I'd go on to say that soul care is how we fuel our spirits. I encourage you to carve out time to compile your bespoke list of preferred caretaking that would most benefit your individual self and soul. Maybe even share this reflection with your dearest and talk openly about it together. Then tuck your list away in a safe place, maybe your wallet, for easy referral. Look, parenthood, partnership, house management, extended families, friends, work, money, health, life can all dim our soul's flame. And when you're feeling dim, you'll likely have decision fatigue, and you'll probably appreciate a ready-made list of personalized actions for your care. But if only one thing sticks about soul care, let it be this: blow on your fire. Make it a priority in whatever ways you can and with whatever resources you have to keep your inner flame glowing. You are worth it. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate you. I hope you will like this and subscribe and share it with anyone who you want to talk to about soul care. Until next time. Be sure to like and subscribe and click that bell to get alerts for new posts. I'd be ever grateful.